I know their season starts tonight, and I talked to Jared, texted with him today, and he's excited for it. And I know there's a lot of expectations for them, and I'm sure they'll fulfill them.
Well, will Ronald Darby do everything in practice today?
Yes.
Did anybody else sit out or be limited?
Mike Ford, obviously. Kareem won't, and Melvin won't. Everybody else will be full or limited.
Kareem and Melvin's injuries?
Yeah, Kareem has a back issue. I think he's going to be fine. He's feeling much better today, but he's not going to practice today.
How has Mike Boone progressed? We know he's been practicing for the last couple of weeks, but hasn't been activated yet. How's he done so far?
Good. He had that quad injury that was pretty severe at the time. He's had a good rehab. He's ready to go.
When Darby comes back, would he start, or is that based on practice this week?
It's possible, yeah. We'll see what happens in practice.
And would he start over Patrick or Kyle, or where would he go into?
We'll determine that as the week goes. Probably if you ask by Friday, I'll have a good answer.
Raiders will have a new play caller on offense. What kind of challenge is that early in the game?
Yeah, their offense, I'm sure, won't change as far as schematically what they're doing. But obviously the new play caller will, maybe zero in on some other stuff that maybe they haven't used as much, or major in certain they have a lot of personnel groups, so it will be the same offense, but how it's called and how it's utilized will be different.
Kareem was kind of flagged by an independent doctor after that, or was it you guys after where he came out and got it evaluated for the concussion?
Yeah, I don't know who flagged him. I was just told he was out for a little bit and he was being examined. And he came back, missed a handful of plays.
What sort of unique challenges Darren Waller? They'll go to him 15, 20 times a game sometimes.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver in a tight end body. And he's big enough to play tight end, do the blocking that they ask him to do, be a regular tight end. But he's talented enough, fast enough to run wide receiver routes. He's a special talent, one of the special players in this league.
What's your reaction to everything that's happened with the Raiders over the last week and Gruden stepping down?
Yeah, I just think there's no place in the world, let alone our league, for the opinions that were expressed then, and especially the words used to express those opinions. And, myself and the organization are definitely against that. And, it was a bad situation.
Kendall Hinton, he's obviously come on strong at 2 catches
Yeah.
last week. The big catch late there. What's impressed you about how he's continued?
He just keeps getting better. He's a guy like we talked about in camp. You kept asking me who's playing good, who's looking good in OTAs and in training camp. And about every other day I mentioned him. And he just keeps improving. And he's become a good receiver. And, with the injuries to Jerry and KJ, he's gotten an opportunity to play more.
Vic, in that vein, you added John Brown to the practice squad. How quickly might he be able to join the active roster, and what will he bring if he does?
How quickly he'll be able to join is, we'll see. These next 3 days will tell. Obviously coming in cold with no background in our system, he's got some heavy lifting to do to learn it. We'll see how he looks, see what he can learn, and make a decision by the end of the week. But coached against him several times. He's fast. He's a big play receiver. Runs well with it after he catches it. So in the past, he's been a good receiver.
Follow up on Kendall. Has he surprised you at all that he's been able to take those strides based on where he was coming in last year?
To some degree, yes, but not once OTA started, and I kept seeing steady progress. And then the light came on. He wasn't a receiver in college, so he's got the benefit of being on the practice squad for a couple of years and learning. And it takes guys time. And now he can actually call himself an NFL wide receiver, not somebody that was a ex-quarterback, ex-something, trying to play receiver. He is a receiver.
Vic, you guys have blitzed quite a bit.
What's going on third down the last 2 weeks? Offensively, I think it's 5 for 26 conversion, and defensively, you've had trouble getting off the field. What have you identified in both those areas on each side of the ball?
Well, defensively, we had too many 3rd and shorts the other day, 3rd and 3 minus. But then even on the 7 pluses, we gave up the 50-yard touchdown pass, gave up the other touchdown pass in the red zone and the PI. So, yeah, we need better technique defensively. All 3 of those are stoppable with what we were in and the plays they ran, but you got to go do it. And offensively, we've had too many 3rd and longs, okay, but you got to be able to convert some of those. And, lately we haven't been able to do that. We did it the first few weeks. I think we were 50% on 3rd and 7 plus the first few weeks. Last 2 weeks, not so. I don't know if we've gotten any or gotten one. So we got to get in more manageable 3rd downs. And no matter what 3rd down we're in, we got to go convert.
Vic, your blitz rate has gone up quite a bit defensively the last 3 weeks or so. Has that been a matter of just those specific game plans, or has it been to kind of help with some of the base rush that maybe isn't getting there?
All of the above. Each week's a different story. With the opponent, you do what you feel you need to do to stop the opponent, and so it's a week-to-week thing.
I think Mike Shanahan is going to be honored this weekend. Do you have a favorite memory, or maybe a not so favorite memory of going up against him? And then what do you make of his contributions to the game as a whole?
Yeah, well, his contributions are immense. There's plenty of guys that coaching in this league, both as head coaches and assistant coaches, that somehow came through Mike. And, obviously with his son, Sean McVay, LaFleur in Green Bay, and others. So Mike's system that he evolved to over the years, when Mike was the coordinator with the Niners, that's not actually the system he became real famous for. He incorporated some of that with what he thought, and that's what these guys are running now. And so Mike's had a great impact on the game and was a great head coach.
What kind of benefit, if any, when you look at the Raiders-Chicago game, is it that the Bears run a lot of your stuff on defense?
It's not that much of a benefit, really. It is good to see guys lined up maybe where you might line them up against them, and so the film has some value in it that way, but it's still our players against their players, and we got to go out there and play good.
What's going on 1st and 2nd down to put you guys behind schedule and create those 3rd and longs that you guys have been in?
Yeah, we haven't run the ball very well of late, so that's part of it. But, our passing game needs to be better, too, on the early down. So we just haven't been very efficient offensively run and pass on the early downs, and we haven't been able to convert to get more early downs,
Why do you think that is?
Oh, there's a lot of reasons.
I'll take a couple.
I don't really want to tell you all of them.
Just one.
But, we just have to, attack the defenses a little better, potentially. We've got to, block better, run better, throw better, catch better. I mean, all the simple things. But there's a lot of things involved in that, and hopefully we can get it rectified this week.
Time for a few more for the coach.
Following up on Ryan's question, do the Chargers with Brandon, don't they kind of run a lot of your stuff?
Yeah.
So is that beneficial to look at?
Same thing,
Yeah.
Same thing.
Why has it been so important for you to embrace these teams, whether it's the Avs, you've been out to CU, Nuggets?
Yeah, I'm a sports fan. I got to admit, hockey is not high on the list for me. I haven't been to an Avs game yet, but I need to get to one. And I just like sports, I like the competition. I like seeing great athletes play. I like seeing young athletes play. I'll go to a high school game and watch them play. Sports is a good thing, and I enjoy watching it.
Is Landeskog your favorite player?
Yes.
That's not fair.
I can't tell you a lot of the hockey players' names, being honest with you.
Have you been to a high school football game around here yet?
Yeah. Cherry Creek, where Dave's the head coach.
Vic, do you think when Brown gets up to speed that he's a guy that could help your run game by pushing the safeties back, kind of like KJ?
Possibly, yeah, possibly. You know, we miss KJ, we miss Jerry. Possibly, yeah, hopefully.
Thank you, Vic.
Okay.
Thank you, Vic.